No time for the doubt, they counting me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse, mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. I sadly mistaken, I need a piece of the pie. I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like told me, keep on running, toes they gon' take them. Refuse to lose, built to win, apply myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counting me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win, apply myself, I felt it in.
Welcome back to another episode of BWT. I got my boy here with me, Jovan. Jovan, how we living?
Yes, sir. What's up, Teddy?
It's good to be back, man. Good to be back. Took a week off because your boy was in the hospital, man. Your boy was in the hospital, wasn't feeling good, but I'm feeling better now. Let's get to it. We got a good show today for you. We're gonna talk about all the trades that are going on. The deadline is August 1st at 6 p.m. So the trades have been going crazy so far. I can only imagine that they're going to get crazier before then. And then we're going to talk about the tight wild card races that are going on right now. And the last topic of the day will be if you were to start your franchise with any player, who would you choose and why? So let's get right into the first topic, the trades. The Braves, they picked up infielder Nicky Lopez for Tyler Hearn. They traded him away, left-handed pitcher. I like that trade because it gives depth for the Braves in the infield. Just in case anything happens to Albies or Arcia or Riley. And it also gives them time to rest if needed going down the stretch. Today, the Rangers acquired Jordan Montgomery and Chris Stratton from the Cardinals for infielders Thomas Sagis, right-handed pitcher Tekoa Roby, and left-handed pitcher John King. How you feel about that one?
I like that one. I think the Rangers are really going for it all at this point. They're not taking no shortcuts. They wanna pile up and get all the all-stars in, and really try to do some damage this postseason. So I know you didn't mention the Max Scherzer trade, but that trade that one worries me a little bit more just because it is Acuna's little brother.
Mm-hmm.
That's a superstar, man. And a couple years from now, they might be kicking themselves in the butt, thinking, "Geez, I can't believe I got rid of Luis." What is it? His name's Luis, right?
Luis Angel. Yep.
Luis Angel. Yeah, man. That kid is like hold out a couple years with that kid. You don't know what you got. So
yeah, for sure. And the Mets. The
Go
Mets
ahead,
part of that trade. The Mets are paying the rest of Max Scherzer's money that they owe him. So the Rangers win in this trade, especially if Max Scherzer can help them out in the late race in the AL West, because the Astros, they made some trades. So that's going to be interesting.
For sure.
The Blue Jays got Jordan Hicks today from St. Louis for right-hander Adam Kloffenstein and Sam Reverse. As a Yankee fan, I don't like it because Jordan Hicks is nasty. But it makes sense for them because Jordan Romano, their closer, just went down on the 10-day IL for shoulder strain. So it makes sense for them. How you feel about that?
Definitely strengthens the back end of their bullpen for sure. The kid Jordan Hicks is legit. Um, the guy Romano, honestly, I wasn't nervous like when he's coming in the late innings. I didn't think he's going to close the door on us or anything like that. Even though he did make the All Star game this year,
Yep.
but I still didn't have that. This guy's the real deal. He's going to get you 3 outs and shut the door. There's always a chance. I feel like there's always a chance to still be in the game when he came in. Jordan Hicks, on the other hand, feel like he's the kind of guy, he's intimidating. So if he steps in on that mound in the last 3 outs of the game, you're like, we're in tough shape. It's gonna be a tough time to get out of this game.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Then the Astros picked up. They brought back Kendall Graveman for catcher prospect Corey Lee. That catcher can swing it. I had him in MLB The Show last year when they did like their Future Stars cards, and that kid's deadly. And then the Dodgers went out and got Lance Lynn and Joe Kelly from the White Sox. So the White Sox are completely selling, which I feel like we both thought that was going to happen with where they are in the standings right now. They let go. The Dodgers sent Trace Thompson, Nick Nastrini, and Jordan Leisure. For those of you who are always on this channel, Thompson might be a familiar name. Yes, that is Klay Thompson's brother. So he goes back. He goes to Chicago.
Did he play with Chicago to start his career?
He was in the Dodgers. I think he got drafted by the Dodgers.
Okay.
But I don't know.
Lance California, man. His brother's gonna miss him for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely. I'm not big on Lance Lynn. I'm not big on him. He's mediocre at best this year. This season, he's been a flip of a coin for me. Joe Kelly, he's a nice arm to have in the bullpen. Nice guy to have in the locker room because he always has your guys back. I remember when the Yankees and Red Sox that I think it was Tyler Austin when he hit him, and then that brawl happened, and then when the Astros got caught cheating, he struck out Carlos Correa, and he did like the little. And Correa got mad. So, I mean, Joe Kelly, he's a good guy to have on your team. How you feel about that one?
Yeah, no, I love Joe Kelly, man. I think that was the last time we really fought Red Sox Yankees. So Joe Kelly definitely is a dude that you want on your team. Even though, yeah, I agree with you, Lance Lynn probably hasn't had the best year, but end of the day, the Chicago White Sox is just something going on in that organization where I feel like the guys really aren't excited to play for that. I don't know if it's the manager, if it's the owners, or what's going on over there. We've seen Lance Lynn pitch incredible. I think it might be just the situation of the team and where the team stands right now. That might be reflecting in his numbers a little bit. So it'll be good to see him this last half of the season in a playoff situation, most likely, right? We'll see how he does. I think he definitely is the kind of guy that has some grit when he's pitching out there. So I'm looking forward to seeing him throw for them.
Yeah, and then for the next trade, Miami Marlins picked up reliever David Robertson from the Mets for Marco Vargas and Ronald Hernandez, catcher. How you feel about that one?
I love David Robertson, man. I really do. He's got a nasty cutter, and he's got some serious velocity on his fastball. So he's definitely a guy that has also been in playoff situations. That's kind of gives you a veteran edge in the lineup in the dugout. So I think it's a good trade for the Marlins to add some veteran presence into their dugout for sure.
Yeah, he was part of the Yankees organization a couple years ago, and I was devastated when we didn't sign him back. And then he just hopped on the subway and went to New York to the Mets. So hopefully he can, but he stays in the NL East. So now that battle is gonna get real. And then the Brewers trade for Carlos Santana with the Pittsburgh Pirates. They send over Johnny Severino. I like that trade, man. I think the Brewers have been playing some good baseball lately, and just again, like we've been saying, that veteran presence in the dugout. He hasn't really been part of like crazy successful teams, but he's been around some. I know he was part of that Indians team before they changed over the name to the Guardians. And they went to the World Series, ended up losing to the Cubs. But for him to be in that lineup with the Brewers, I feel like he'll help them out a lot.
For sure. I think that's another one where both teams got what they needed. Johnny Severino, he's going to be a problem for sure.
Yeah.
But I think the Brewers really need something right now. They kind of got hot out of nowhere, and they're ready to do some damage in the postseason as well. So I'd like to see Christian Yelich definitely get himself in a situation where he gets to get on the stage again, the big stage again. So
Yeah.
I'm all for the Brewers going deep this postseason.
Yep. And then with the next trade, surprisingly, the Angels aren't trading Ohtani. So what they did was they went and got Lucas Giolito and Ronaldo Lopez again from the White Sox. They got the number 2 prospect in their organization, a switch hitting catcher, Edgar Cuero, and left-handed pitching prospect Kai Bush. I like this trade. It gives them a good arm in the starting rotation and in the back end of the bullpen. And that's really what they've been needing. Sometimes they lack offense, and now teams are getting to the point where they get like today. Ohtani's at bat. There was a guy on first. There was a pass ball, and then the guy got on second. First base was open, and they just walked Ohtani. So the rest of the offense needs to step up. Hopefully Trout can come back soon to help him out. Maybe put Trout to bat after Ohtani so that they won't walk him, because who wants to face Trout? But how you feel about this one?
I mean, the Angels, I think, they're kind of just trying to stay afloat at this point. They don't want to lose Ohtani, and they should be a selling team, if I'm being brutally honest. I mean, they have the greatest player. I mean, what they could have got for him, what they could have gotten for him for this trade deadline, would have definitely set them up for success in the future. But I think they kind of dropped the ball because they're kind of emotionally invested in him, which I'm not upset about. But at the end of the day, it's a business, right? They should be trying to put themselves in a better situation in the future. But I think long term, what they're doing is they want to buy now, so that way they can try to convince Ohtani to stay in an Angels uniform. I don't think that's going to be possible with the money that they're going to be offering him, and probably the living situations of like the areas he can be. Like, he could be in a Dodgers uniform, he could be in Arizona, he could be places that maybe the East Coast too would be nice, but I don't know how he feels about the weather over here. So I think the Angels should have definitely been a seller instead of a buyer, but it is what it is. And I would not be surprised if they don't make it too far in the playoffs this year, if they make it to the playoffs.
Yeah. We'll get into where they're at in the wild card later on in the show. But yeah, I completely agree with you. They definitely should have sold, especially with they still have a chance to get Otani because if they trade him away, he's just a rental for the next 2 months. So you still got a chance for him to re-sign. Give up on this season.
Especially with Trout out of the lineup too. Trout's out of the lineup. You don't have Rendon on fire. You don't have your lineup on fire right now. So
yeah.
With that being said, you're winning because Otani is literally carrying your entire team to the playoffs, and I just don't see it working out in the future for them for this year at least. It's not that's not an attainable goal at this point.
Talking about Otani carrying them, he's starting to feel it because he's cramping in his back and he's cramping in his legs. So they
literally crazy.
So they definitely they messed up on that one. The Dodgers go out and get Ahmed Rosario from the Cleveland Guardians, and they send Noah Syndergaard to the Cleveland Guardians. That helps them out because they've been lacking a shortstop, and Ahmed Rosario is I would say above average shortstop defensively, but pretty average at the plate. But with their star-studded lineup, I don't see them needing like a huge bat. He can get on base. He's quick, so he'll be able to help them out offensively for sure. And Syndergaard, I mean, he was having a bad year, so it's good that they were able to send him away. Maybe he needs a change of scenery, and maybe he'll help the Guardians out in their division push.
Yeah, I think the Dodgers definitely won this one. I think Ahmed Rosario is actually a great player all around. And I think the past couple of years, even though Noah Syndergaard did get pretty far in the World Series last year, and he was a big piece for the Phillies last season, I don't think that he's just so on and off like every year. One year he's great, one year he's not. Just because he's like a flamethrower, he can throw 100 miles per hour plus. I think Ahmed Rosario is a huge addition to that team compared to having Noah Syndergaard in your bullpen. And as we both know, the Dodgers have plenty of pitching. So
yeah,
I think the Dodgers definitely win that.
Yeah, and then for the next trade, the Minnesota Twins get Dylan Florio, and the Marlins get Jorge Lopez. They both are relief pitchers, so they pretty much just said, I don't really like this guy. I like that guy. Do you like this guy? Oh, you guys like this guy, so you can have him. That'll help them out. I think Jorge Lopez has some good stuff. So Miami's doing what they got to do to get some help in the back end of the bullpen, which is where they were lacking in the beginning of the season or midway through. How do you feel about this one?
Hey, if maybe they just weren't a culture fit. Maybe one bullpen guy wasn't a culture fit, and they think the other would be. Sometimes you make those trades, and then the guy's not comfortable. They're gonna grind to get their spot. So yeah, I like it. I think the Marlins, what they're doing this year is honestly incredible. I did not expect what they're doing this year at all. So
yeah,
whatever they can do, they already exceeded my expectations. So whatever they end up doing this season, I'll be giving them a round of applause for sure.
Yeah. And then the next trade, your Boston Red Sox send over Kike Hernandez to the Dodgers. Send him back to where they got him from. And you guys get Nick Robertson, a right-handed pitcher, and Justin Hangenman. How do you feel about this?
I'm just happy we got anything for Kike, to be honest. I mean, I love him. Like, great guy, right? He's, like, full of energy. The fans love him. I know people that are, like, extremely upset that he got traded. But at the end of the day, if you're not producing, Boston's not the place for you. So he did great in 2021 in the postseason, and that's really about it for him in Boston. when he came over in 2022. Had a rough season. I think he batted probably 250 maximum last
Yep.
season, and then this season he couldn't feel the ground ball. Was making terrible errors every time he was playing shortstop. But I did see Cora say, he wishes that instead of him going to the World Baseball Classic and playing center field for them, that he stuck around in spring training and really worked on his shortstop game um, instead of going to that. But that's really all he had to say about his performance. But I think with him, if his bat gets hot, he's hot. He's hot, man. And there's nothing that's really gonna stop him from hitting the ball. He'll get plenty of hits for you, but we got way too many infielders right now that are actually hitting the ball and they're making the plays that there was no space for him on the team. And especially Jaron Duran beat him up for center field as well. Verdugo's having an incredible year, and so is Yoshida. And then we also have Adam Duvall. So it's just a lot of depth in the outfield, and then the infield, he just was not making plays. So it is what it is, And then hopefully this is a good move by Chaim Bloom. We get two solid pitches out of this.
Yeah. They're minor league guys, so might see them soon. But and then we got a trade with the Marlins. The Marlins get another relief guy. They got Jose Castillo from the San Diego Padres, and the Padres get some cash. So the Marlins are taking care of Castillo's contract. There's not much to say about that one.
Yeah.
So we can go on to the next one. We got the Braves getting right-handed pitcher Pierce Johnson, and the Rockies get Victor Vodnik and Tanner Gordon, or two right-handed pitchers. I mean the Rockies, they got nothing to play for. So the fact that they were able to get somebody for anybody on their roster is good for their future, and hopefully maybe they can get their stuff together. And since they're selling, you can send over Randall Grichuk to the Bronx.
Yeah, I think that's a good move for the Yankees to make.
Yeah.
I would also like to see Charlie Blackmon in a different uniform as well. I mean, the Rockies have been having a tough time. They've had a lot of stars come through their organization, and it just seems like they just can't get anything going. I mean, I'm pretty sure they played in the World Series. What was I don't want to just put a number out there, not the year, and just not know.
It was 07
against the Red Sox, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the last time I really think they were relevant. And they had some stars like Nolan Arenado, and it's like, geez, like a lot of people blame the field, but I don't know how much that has to do with it.
Yeah.
The hitter's ballpark, but
the field should help them out, if anything. So, yeah, I remember that year they had Tulo, they had Matt Holliday, they had Todd Helton. That team was good, and they still ended up getting swept. So,
Trevor Story also was with them at one point.
Yep, he was part of their organization. So, DJ LeMahieu was part of their organization. So, I mean, they definitely had stars walk through the doors, like you said, but they just haven't been able to put it together.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Baltimore Orioles get some relief help with Shintaro Fujinami from the Oakland A's, and they send over Easton Lucas. Fujinami can throw that rock, man. He's got a devastating slider. He throws high 90s. And he actually pitched against the Yankees the other day, and he came in and did the job. It's gonna be fun to watch. Even though right now it's not a good thing to watch for the Yankees. First inning before Luis Severino even recorded it out, the Orioles put up 6. So maybe the Yankees should send him down because I'm tired of seeing him just
Get shelled.
complete. Just dude, it's crazy. It's really crazy. They're saying like he's tipping pitches or something like that, but and then he came back and had a good start, like 2 starts ago, and then he's just back to it's just the first inning. He can never get out of the first inning for some reason. He's got the yips, and it's just not ideal.
Yeah.
So let's go on to the next topic, the wild card. So in the AL, the Tampa Bay Rays are 4 games up in the first spot in the wild card. Remember now there's 3 wild card spots, and there's no 1-game playoff or anything like that. So if you guys if 2 teams end up being tied in the standings, it goes off win loss against your division and then head to head with that team. So the Rays are in first. They're 64-44. The Houston Astros are in the second place with at 59-47, and the Blue Jays are also 59-47. And the Red Sox are in fourth right now in the wild card race, 2 games back at 56-48. The Yankees are 3 games back at 55-49. The Angels are only 4 games back at 55-51. Seattle is 5 games back at 53-51. Shout out to Griffey. And then we got the Cleveland Guardians, 6 games back, 53-53. How do you see this wild card ending up?
I honestly think, I'm not trying to be biased or anything, but I personally believe that it is going to be the Tampa Bay Rays, the Houston Astros, and the Boston Red Sox that get those 3 AL spots. I think the Orioles finish first in the AL East. I think the Rangers finish first in the AL West. So that's my prediction on this. I think the Blue Jays are going to fall apart. Um, it's going to be between the Red Sox and the Yankees for this last AL spot. And I think the Astros are gonna do their thing, man. They're definitely gonna do their thing like they always do. They got enough veteran talent still in that dugout. So, and you can never count out Dusty Baker too. So, and then the Rays, they're just an incredible organization that just keep winning. I think it's going to be a fight for that last spot, and it's probably going to be between the Red Sox and the Yankees, and it's going to be down to the end, to the wire. I think the Blue Jays get bullied out of there.
Yeah.
And I don't think the Angels have a shot.
No. Yeah. I feel the same about the Blue Jays. They're always just hanging around in the early parts of the season, and then when it really comes down to it, they just crumble. They are the little brother of the AL East, and I feel like they will. They're not gonna. They don't have what it takes to get over the hump. But I'm not gonna agree with you when you talk about the Red Sox going over the Yankees. I think the Yankees make the playoffs this year. Jerry, you know what it is. But man, my guy Aaron Judge came back, and that offense just looks different. It just looks different. It looks more relaxed. They're not playing so uptight. They played last night, and Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, he had his post-game interview, and he said that clubhouse believes that Aaron Judge is the best player in the world. So hopefully he can attest to that and prove everybody right. or prove everybody wrong, and make me some money at the end of the year. Let's go to the NL. This one is, man, this one's crazy. So we've got the San Francisco Giants at 57-48 in the first spot of the wild card. They're only a half a game in that lead. The Cincinnati Reds are tied right now. There's a three-way tie for 2, 3, and 4. A three-way tie. And the Reds just took sole possession of the NL Central today after they just completely dominated the Dodgers. They are 57-49. The Miami Marlins are 57-49, and the Brewers are 57-49. The Diamondbacks are half a game back of that wild card spot at 56-49. The Phillies are a half a game back at 56-49, and the Cubs are 3.5 games back at 53-52, and the San Diego Padres are 5.5 games back at 51-54. This one's crazy. I think it's gonna be the Diamondbacks, Marlins, and whoever loses the NL Central, either Reds or Brewers. I think they find a way to get into the playoffs and hopefully go on a crazy run. How you feel?
Hold up.
Oh, we got my guy Joe with
Yes,
a
sir.
super chat. He said, shout out to the best baseball show in the world, BWT. Shout out to BWT's rider, Joe Vaughn. Shout out to this super chat, the highest in R2L history. Hashtag I'm competitive too. Let's go, Joe.
Let's go, Joe.
Let's go.
Love it. I love it.
Appreciate you, Joe.
Yes, sir.
How are you feeling about this wild card?
Man, I see the Reds in it for sure. I see the Marlins in it for sure. And who else you got? Who else you got in this, Teddy?
I'm just a little devastated off of Dave's comment right there, because I wanted the Yankees to go out and get this guy. Literally just talked about it.
No, the Angels got him.
Oh, the Angels.
The Angels got him for CJ. Hold on, what? Oh, and they got CJ Cron too.
Yep.
Oh, they're trying to do some damage. You're like, we hear Jovan and Teddy talking smack over here.
Dang.
We're gonna light them up.
Oh,
They get
man.
some protection from Otani in the lineup. I like that.
That's
like
big.
that.
That's big for them because those bats. Randall Grichuk is having a good year. He's hitting over 300, and CJ Cron, he can hit, man. that man can hit some bombs.
Mike Trout's gonna come back and he's gonna be hitting, dude. Especially with that backup, for sure.
Yeah.
Hey Dave, thanks for dropping that in the chat, man.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Dave. So we got the Marlins, we got the Brewers, we've got the Reds, the Phillies, the Diamondbacks. They're all within a half a game.
Oh, dude, I want to say Diamondbacks, but it sounds so weird, man. It really does. It's just like, Jesus, right? Can I say the Diamondbacks? Realistically, what I want to say is I think the Brewers are going to get in. I don't know. It's just because they're getting hot so late in the season that it could carry over. He said pause. I don't know what you did, Teddy.
I don't even know what I said.
I missed it, but
I'm sure I'll hear about it in the chat. So
I'm gonna go with the Brewers, the Reds. The Brewers, the Reds. I'll go with Diamondbacks. And then there's one more team, right?
Yeah.
Got to go with the Dodgers, man.
Now the Dodgers are in the in the lead in the NL West right now, so they're not even in contention.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know, dude. It's a tight race right there.
It is.
I'm just gonna let him. I'm just gonna look back at it and be happy with whoever wins that one. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
And everybody's buying right now too, which is crazy.
Definitely gonna be fun to watch.
Yeah.
So that's that topic. On to our last topic of the day. If you were to start a franchise with any player currently in the MLB, other than Shohei Ohtani, because that is honestly the unanimous pick, who would you choose?
So for me, I mean, the easy answer for me is Rafael Devers, but I'm not gonna give you the easy answer. I'm gonna honestly tell you that I think the best person to start a franchise around right now is Adley Rutschman. Just because he's a catcher, and I think catchers are probably the most important position on the field. And you could just tell as soon as that kid joined the team, he basically turned the organization completely around, like complete 180. I mean, the kid's legit. So I think I would build my team around Adley Rutschman.
Okay.
Yep.
I would have to go with Ronald Acuna Jr. This guy, he is the definition of a 5-tool player. Right now, he is hitting .335 with 24 home runs, 61 RBIs, 51 stolen bases. He has an OPS of 994, and he scored 93 runs. And there's still 2 months left in the season. So he is on his way to securing that NL MVP. Not right now. Max Scherzer's old. I said it in the beginning of the season when they went to the nursing home and got Verlander, Scherzer. I wouldn't build around him right now.
Also, he's only pitching 1 out of 5 days as well. Something you got to think about too.
Yep.
You want that person you're building around to be an everyday player that you got to see on the field every single day.
Definitely.
No, but I agree, Teddy. He's having an unbelievable year, Ronald Acuna Jr.
Yep, for sure. Man, and he's got Gold Glove defense out right field. He's got a plus arm, and he literally does it. I would definitely go with Acuna Jr. if I can't get Ohtani, but who knows?
Surprised you skipped your boy Judge.
I mean, he gets hurt too much. He gets hurt too much. I would love to choose Aaron Judge, but and he doesn't steal bases. I need the guy that I'm building my franchise around to be able to do everything. Yeah.
That's a good one, Dave. I like that one.
Okay, I like that one too. He's a big utility guy. You can put him in right field. You no worries about what he's going to do out there, and then you can put him at short or second base. So
and bat him leadoff.
Yep, definitely. And with Acuna, he's putting up those numbers in the leadoff spot. So
oh, I like Wander Franco, Joe. Now we're talking my language.
Okay,
Joe. Stir the pot, Joe.
Yep. Switch hitting shortstop, plus speed, plus arm, also a leadoff hitter. So yeah, he's
built, dude. He's built like a house.
Yeah. Yep. He can hit for power. He can hit for average. So I don't hate that pick, Joe. Not at all. You got any last words for us, Siobhan?
No, man. I just want to thank you for having me on the show. It's always great, man. I love talking baseball with you. You know, it's always a good time, and I'm looking forward to seeing what everything we've talked about looks like in a couple weeks, a month or so, when these playoffs are really getting started, and we see where we're really at. with our predictions. But yeah, thank you everybody that's watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, follow my boy Teddy, Baseball with Teddy, BWT. It's always a good time and always a good show, man. And thanks again. Thanks to everybody in the Refuse to Lose family as well.
Yep. As always, man, shout out to the Refuse to Lose family. Jovan, thanks for coming on tonight. I mean, you guys got me through my last week with all the laughs and all the crazy debates we were having while I was in the hospital bed. So shout out to you guys, man. Appreciate y'all for real. Shout out to Joe for giving me this opportunity. I'm extremely blessed and grateful for being able to be here and talk to you guys about the sport that I love, the sport that I grew up playing. Yeah, it's just what it is. Till next time. Peace.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.